Hello. Long time no see, friends. Wanted to give you a ramble style life update with some whiteboard drawing. Now you're going to hear a faint fan sound in the background, but that is because my air conditioner broke during that big heat wave the Midwest was having last week. So I've at least got to have one fan on low so I don't totally roast, but yeah, it was pretty dire straits. I thought that the extreme heat could make me lose my fridge and the food in it too, because it got up to 91, 92 in here. So I have really bad seasonal allergies, so opening the windows was not really an option for me. So just did lots of fans, did a emergency trip to Walmart to pick up a couple of those. Yeah, it was rough, just sitting still and absolutely sweating like crazy, doing nothing. It's amazing how when you're that hot, you're not doing anything, but like that's all you can do is just sit there. Check the focus. Okay. Yeah, so it was awful. So, anyway, I actually don't mind a fan sound in the background personally on ASMR videos. So, where have I been? What has been going on? Why has it been so long? So many things to tell you as best I can. Golly, friends. Well, one thing that happened is I was going to get a new boss a year ago. And I knew it was coming. I was really anticipating it. And 2 summers ago, I bought my house from my sister, and we had lived together my whole life because I had always been her roommate in one place or another, even through college. And so I just felt like those 2 things were such incredible change for me. And I know some people have, had new bosses numerous times, and, it's kind of how it is for them, but I had never been through it. I have worked in one place my whole career. I did that intentionally. I really love where I work, and that boss had been there the duration of the time. And I am not saying this person was the world's best boss by any means. Is that? It does. It looks very fuzzy. Okay, sorry, trying to fix the focus a little bit. It's just off. Not saying that my boss was the world's best boss. I'm taking that from The Office with Michael Scott. But he was all I knew. And it just felt like so much in my life was a giant question mark, and I was getting pretty stressed out about it. And I was just feeling confused and sad and just worried. So I started seeing a counselor, and that started to take up a lot of time, but in the best way possible. Even when I feel like I, definitely do not want to go. Like yesterday. Yesterday I was not in the mood. I did not want to go. And then it turned out to be one of the most helpful sessions ever. My phone's making sounds. She is just the best. Funny enough, what I kind of came to discover is that some of the problems that I thought would be my main focus were handled pretty quickly, checked off that to-do list. And I think it helped too that there was kind of this theme of uncertainty that to both the living without my sister and the new boss, and I just felt better about it. What I didn't anticipate are all of the thoughts that started to come up about family. So, when you go in and you describe something to a counselor, a therapist, and it's just kind of, normal part of your story. It's just part of your life. And you think that you're just going to be able to tell that detail pretty quickly and move on. You think you understand it. And then come to find out, the look on the counselor's face just looks like they're going to cry. And it makes you cry. And it just makes you think about maybe some things that happened weren't okay, and maybe some people really should have handled things differently. And through exploring that, I started to think about maybe some of the people I was still around with my family. Not only were they making bad decisions then, but were they safe people to be around now? Emotionally safe. I'm lucky enough not to say physically unsafe, but definitely are these people emotionally unsafe or safe? And every time I questioned that, the resounding answer in my mind was no. No, these people are not making me feel good. They're not understanding of who I am. I don't really like who they are or have become. Things they value don't make sense in my life, and vice versa. I don't like how problems don't get better. It's just people kind of gossiping about the problem afterward. And I kind of knew that the first step, well, I take that back. I was struggling with accepting that the first step was, if I really wanted things to get better, I couldn't make them change. I had tried to say some things a year ago about things I was unhappy with and could certain things get better, and it didn't happen. It didn't matter. I didn't even feel like anyone was really listening. And my counselor helped me understand that the next step, if I was really serious about feeling better, might be to not go to Christmas with my family at all. And as soon as she said it, I knew it's what I needed and wanted, but it was scary. I knew that it would not be well received, and it did. It felt like burning a bridge I couldn't come back from. And so, you know, for 2025, I decided that's what was going to happen. I wasn't going to go. And I tell you what, this is the part I knew. I immediately knew, day of, not only was it the right decision for me, but I loved it and felt so much better. I knew I wasn't going to go back to family stuff ever, at all. And there's a great sense of relief that comes with that. Yeah, it was what I had needed for a long, long time. And I told my counselor that I felt good about the decision, that I told my nuclear family right away, and they were upset, but understanding is too nice of a word. I mean, really, they just didn't have any say in it, so it was kind of like, okay, well, not much we can do. She can be pretty stubborn when she makes up her mind. So I guess they just accepted it, even though they didn't like it too much or understand it. So yeah, I was concerned, though, that a big family life event would occur and kind of put my resolve to the test, like a wedding or a funeral or, something like that. Something where, okay, so you don't want to come to Christmas and you do something else, but, you're definitely coming to this, right? This is too big to not come to. And seriously, it felt like within days, one of those things was announced to happen in the coming months. And I don't know. It was like I just knew it, I just knew. And I didn't go. And I think people were definitely surprised and thought that, there was a yeah but on it. Like, well, yeah, but you won't go to this, but you'll go to that. And talk about talk about, burning that bridge forever. But I don't want you to think that when I say that it felt bad. It felt great to be very firm and decisive, and to know that through that test, I came out on the other side of it resolved in my decision making and very clear on what I will and will not be a part of. Yeah. But it's been heavy. I carry it, but it's not easy to carry. And it's been very emotional. And yeah. So that's not the end of the story. So I was not finding resolution with certain stressors in counseling, and that's not like me. Usually once I make a big decision or decide how I'm going to handle something, it pretty much sticks and off we go, and I feel a lot better about that thing, and then I want to think about and talk about and process the next thing. I can hear my neighbor's motorcycle. It's a beautiful day, so he went out for a ride. Well, I felt stuck. I felt stuck in the mud. And I didn't know how to get better until I had the idea that a person that makes my life the most emotional and hardest was someone I was still talking to regularly. And that had to change, especially with some new variables going on with their life that were just making things very, very difficult. I felt like I was at a code yellow all the time with this person. And really, after talking to the counselor, I realized it was kind of code orange all the time. And I wasn't feeling good about that. And then some new things going on in their life made it a code red all the time. What I would call, pretty narcissistic behaviors, not respecting boundaries. So, what I had to do to feel better was a big move. I went no contact with a very significant person in my nuclear family. And I will tell you, they do not always respect the boundaries I've set up, especially when we had, I'm sorry, it's very dry in here, when we had something of a paperwork matter we had to discuss. That just annihilated that boundary, and I had to reset it all over again, which was very stressful. And yeah, but I feel so much better. I feel calmer. I feel happier. I feel more peace. I feel creative again. I can't tell you the last time I felt creative, and I certainly couldn't find enough peace and joy and happiness to do this. Sorry, I got a cough again. But yeah, I just feel like myself again. Also, side note, for those of you on the crazy journey of perimenopause, getting the right medicines for your hormones also helps you feel like yourself again. So I tell you what, the itchy ears and the not sleeping and waking up at 3 a.m. and the hot flashes, and oh my gosh, it was not joy, it was not calm, it was not peace. But that definitely helped as well. And crazy thing, so I have been a nail biter or nail trimmer every day since I was in 2nd grade. 2nd grade was the first time that things about home and school stress collided in the perfect storm, and I just didn't have a good way to cope, so I started to take it out on my nails. And you know that. You've been with me, you've seen how, especially if you saw my earlier videos, I talk about being nervous to do ASMR without longer nails. The day I went no contact with this person, it's the last day I have felt the urge to do that. And so I'm excited to explore what a little more traditional tapping sounds like. I'm happy to still do the padding sounds. I love those. But yeah, a little tapping is a new, because I would always have to do that, is a new frontier for me, and I'm really excited about it. So I would say the third thing that was kind of getting me down is some really tough stuff at work. But I think part of that, not all, because I'm not going to excuse some of the very traumatic things that have been going on there. I'm not going to excuse that and say they're okay. But I think a new year coming and some things changing there, fresh faces, and just in general my ability to cope and be resilient being so much better with improved mental health, I think will be the perfect storm of good stuff, whereas this year felt like the perfect storm of bad stuff. Yeah. So, I just wanted to say that I've been away, but I've been taking care of myself. I've been learning some strategies and learning how to process things. And I'm so thankful for any of you that jump back in with me and have waited. I really appreciate you, and I love you, and I hope that wherever you are, you're staying cool. I'm so sorry if you've lost power or food or air conditioning or anything in these last couple days and weeks. It's been really hard and really stressful. I hope that you have someone to talk to and to be back up for you. That's a big thing I learned is how much someone who's not healthy for you will try to make sure that they're the person you turn to when you have a hard time or need help. And growing that community with other people takes away their power and control, and it also shows you how much you are appreciated and how many people have your back. So I hope that if you're growing in that journey like I was, you know that, golly, if I can do it, you can do anything. You really can. And I'm here for you. And I plan to see you a lot more often. And I will talk to you soon.